Hi guys, Stacy Clarity here, hosting segment 2 of Golden Black Live with defensive captain Sean Robinson and Ryan Russell, two of my favorite interviews. Always appreciate the honesty and the insight. Thanks for being here, guys. So now you know how it works. You saw Justin kind of, do his thing, and so we'll kind of go from there, and we'll see if we get, Billy Madison questions for you guys too. I don't know. He might have just been in love with Justin and doesn't care about you guys. I'm not sure.
We'll see.
We will see how that goes. Just kind of first off, when you guys were named captains, I was able to talk to you pretty quickly after that, and obviously you're honored and you feel good and it's cool. But then you got to go through the season being a captain. Did that change how you approached leadership? What were the challenges? Maybe a little unexpected challenges, or did it kind of go? And then obviously you got hurt, and so it changed. I know you talked about you thought you had to be more vocal then. Just what were the challenges going through the season being a captain that maybe you didn't expect?
I think when you go through a season like we had with as much adversity, it really tests your leadership skills. And, it's hard sometimes, when you do keep losing games, to stay positive and to stay vocal and to stay, interested. It's easier for us because we're seniors and obviously it's our last year. So, we're always going to be putting in the effort and stuff because it's our last go-around. But it definitely tests your leadership skills some.
Yeah, I would just say something that surprised me. You think certain things in your head, like be more vocal. I know when Sean went down, that was one of the things I thought I had to be. But it's really, you just have to be whatever your team needs at that moment. If they need someone to get on their back, you have to be that guy. If they need someone, to get in front of the pack and lead and show them how it's supposed to be done, you have to be that person. So just whatever you think the team needs at that moment. And, with the season that we had with the ups and downs, there was definitely a lot of adversity, a lot of hurdles. And it also helped me learn about myself as a player and as a leader, which was kind of a cool experience.
Did you learn anything from the captains from the year before? Because obviously 1-11 is not very good. And then, you were better this year, but like you said, still had that adversity and stuff. Were you able to take anything from those guys from the year before?
Sure. Each set of leaders that we have and each group of captains all bring something different and all lead in a different way. But, with that being said, we didn't have we won one game that year, so something had to change.
Right.
They were good leaders, but at the end of the day, we were a one-win team. And that goes on everybody. But so, we met together and, we felt like we needed to do this, this, and this to move forward as captains or as leaders of the team at that time, which was in the summer before they voted on captains.
Right.
And, we just tried to come up with what we felt was best for our team to go forward.
Yeah, so, same thing pretty much. You always take little bits from the previous and change or critique or, put your own little spin on it, try to get the best results. But something I learned from them, definitely just be passionate. Ricardo Allen's one of the most passionate players I've had the pleasure of being able to play with and work with. So, just trying to bring that passion. And I hope that the captains next season see the things that we did and see things we did that we could have done better in or did wrong and change those and help get more wins.
We heard a lot, obviously, about culture and all those kind of things after that 1-11 season, and it sounded like this senior class was really good about not being selfish, and even some guys who maybe thought they should play, it didn't let them. They didn't get ticked enough that they affected the whole kind of locker room. I think that's safe to say, right? So I think, can you be proud of, even though you didn't win as much as you wanted to this year, that you really truly do feel like you're pushing this program in the direction that it should go?
Sure would.
Only time will really tell,
Yeah.
but I definitely feel proud about everything that we've been able to accomplish and the growth that we've been able to make. No, it's not a finished product. No, it wasn't where I thought it would be at the beginning of the season, but at the end of the day, there's always something to be proud of if you gave it your best, and I definitely think, everyone in here and everyone on the team gave it their best.
No question. I'm sure I could speak for all four of us that we were proud as all get out to be captains.
Yeah.
Did we change the culture? Time will tell. But I definitely think we left a mark or some sort of footprint. I think what is in regards to what the coaches want this program to be. And I think that was the biggest thing for us was, buying into what they wanted and just being, the liaison from the coaches to the team. So.
Success on the field and on the field is obviously an important thing, but you guys, you want to have fun, right? You're here, to grow as men, but, to meet a lot of guys like we were talking about to Justin about the relationships and stuff. You've had a lot of memories over these last, 4 or 5 years, but some pranksters on the team or just some kind of crazy, funny stories that if they're appropriate to tell, and we're on the internet, who cares?
Sure.
Tell anyway, I don't know.
You're first.
Looking back on the years when you think of characters, I think of Ballinger was quite the character. When O.J. Ross was around, he was pretty wild. Tommy Thomas might have took the title. I got some videos on my computer of those cats doing some pretty crazy stuff in the locker room, but we'll keep those off this show.
Yeah, some of the younger guys that are characters. Kewan Jones is a complete
Really?
fool. Yes, he's a fool. Of course, everybody knows Akeem Hunt is just a huge personality. If you
Yeah.
follow him on Snapchat, just hold on and just hold on. That's my only.
Who would
thing
do
about
that? Does he have a lot? I wouldn't think I would want to get a Snapchat from
His
him.
Snapchat stories are like 200 seconds, like a day. But they're entertaining.
Sean's just
If
like-
you don't have anything to do, go ahead and follow him. Definitely. Yeah.
Can you tell us some like fun training camp stories then? Because I know like while you guys were here, you wouldn't actually say. Can you say now? Like just some, because crap has to happen in training camp, right? I mean, you guys are like stuck in the dorms all together for like 3 weeks.
Sure. When we first got here, I think it was a lot of the incoming offensive linemen, they wanted to cut their own hair and kind of switch it up, I think, when they got here to make a statement for themselves. So I don't know why they did, but some of the young freshman offensive linemen would always cut their hair during camp. I think they might have had some help from some of the older guys, but there's been some pretty wild haircuts that have came out of that.
Well, he wasn't even offensive line, but how many times did you change your hair?
Oh God. Yeah, about 3 times I think. 3 different colors, something like that.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it gets kind of crazy just being in a dorm with 100 other guys.
Yeah.
You can't really see, any females. You can't see your family. You can't go out. You can't.
Did you see his face? He's like, wait a second, I don't know who you are. But
I mean, you could. You weren't supposed to. You weren't supposed to. So things get a little crazy. Your mind goes to other places. You do things to occupy time, just to. I don't know. It's hard to explain unless you've been there. People start getting second personalities. O.J. Ross had an alter ego. I think Tim Kason now has an alter ego, and it's it gets kind of strange. But at the end of the day, we all get closer and we become a family. So that's the most important.
I thought that was something that really interesting that you said at the banquet on Sunday. You know, how you came in and it was you and your mom, and that's what it had always been. And then how long did it take you to realize I have 100 guys here that can become my new family? I mean, was it a relatively quick process, or because didn't you say you were kind of kept to yourself and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
I mean, it took some time. I think the moment I realized it was some practice. I don't know, probably it was well into Big Ten play, and me and an offensive lineman got into a scuffle. I think it was Nick Mondet probably, because I don't know. Back then we just used to go at it. So yeah, we got into a fight, and next thing I know, he was way bigger and way stronger than me at the time. I think I was like 230. So he had slammed me on the ground and got on top of me, and I just see a sea of black jerseys come and get them off me, and they got a couple hits in for me. So I was like, okay, I can ride with these guys. This is my family. This is where I belong. So
Was there any kind of adjustment like that for you?
As far as
Just-
when I got here?
yeah.
Well, sure. I mean, it was a position change, so that adjustment.
Right.
I mean, there was a little bit of mindset change that had to happen, but, I mean, there was a lot of Tiller guys that were left on the team still,
Mm-hmm.
and all those guys are Midwestern guys. So, I mean, the guys that were here, some of the upperclassmen were all guys who, I would have hung out with in high school.
Yeah.
So, from that aspect, I mean, I guess just fit right in because we're the same type of guys from the same cloth. So,
Mm-hmm.
and when Hope got here, I mean, he obviously recruited Florida and down south pretty hard.
Right.
So, getting around those guys, and I mean, it is a culture change, from Springfield, Illinois to Miami, Florida. So you got to pick up on some different dialects and learn some
yeah,
other
you
different
did.
things, but it comes with time.
There's so many different dynamics of a team that a lot of people just don't get. I'm trying to read these questions and still host. It's not very easy. Are you guys, probably, obviously not now, but at some point you have been hosts for recruiting weekends. How do you usually handle those kind of things? You feel like you're selling the program kind of the whole way, or are you trying to be an honest, not that, you know what I'm saying? Do you tell them the good and the bad kind of with it, or do you feel like, no, we want you to come here kind of a thing?
I've hosted a couple recruits. I mean, I'm honest, I'm honest with them, but at the same time, I mean, we wanted to get them here. I'm not going to lie to a recruit. If they ask me a question, I'll tell them the truth.
Right.
But, I wouldn't, if, I care enough about this university and I believe in this university enough not to have to lie about things, so
Right.
that was a little easier for me. I mean, if I normally have a conversation with recruits or when we have like player panels, the question gets brought up about redshirting, and I know there's so much different opinions about that, but I'm a pro redshirt guy. That's what I did. It gives you another year here to play.
Right.
I mean, you can just do so much with that year to your body and development process, and that was my own opinion. People came in and, oh, these coaches are telling me I can play right away. Well, we'll see when you get here, type of thing.
Yeah, everybody has an opportunity to play right away. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all on the team, but
Right.
whether it actually happens or not is a different thing. I always go with honesty. You always got to be honest. Like I said, I love Purdue. I love the people here. I love the players on the team. So it's easy to just talk about something you love. When it comes to the good and the bad, I definitely you sell the good because that's what got me here, and then you sprinkle in a little bad along the way. But let them know you got 100 people with you willing to help you get through anything that comes up. I've been through it all, redshirting and injuries and coaching changes, and at the end of the day, it was people like Sean and Justin that helped me get through it.
How are you feeling? How's your knee?
It's good. It's coming along. I'm 7 weeks next Tuesday. I mean, my motion and stuff like that's pretty good, I think, in my strengths. Probably a little bit ahead of where it maybe is normally, but I have to get a little more swelling out of my knee. I think that's just, I think that's a product of me maybe trying to be a tough guy a little too much, standing up during practices and games and some activities on the weekends, but hopefully I can get some of that swelling out here soon.
I can't imagine you being a tough guy. That's not your persona at all.
I guess not yet.
So what's the deal with your helmet size?
Well, contrary to most,
Ross asked me to bring this up.
well,
so I was
contrary to
like,
what most people say, I have the same helmet size as about 30 other guys on the team, but there's
Name.
just quite a bit of air taken out of the helmet.
Name the 30.
I have a big head. I mean, I wear a size 8 fitted head. It is what it is. I think it fits. I think it fits with my body. I don't think it. If you ask me, it doesn't stick out.
No, I think your head seems
Thank
proportionate
you,
with
I
your
know.
body.
He grew into it.
You don't think his head's proportionate with his body?
He grew into it. If you see his freshman ID and you see that on that small quarterback body he had, it was a little awkward, but
It is what it is.
True, it is. Just generally, how did you guys feel about your senior seasons? Different roads, obviously. Yours ending kind of obviously way too soon, and that
No
totally
question.
sucked. But Ryan, I mean, I think you had 48 starts in your career. Did you finish the way, personally at least, that you hoped that you would?
I mean, I loved every moment of it. Every time I got to put that gold helmet on, or the black helmet now, was just an honor and a blessing. And, it was ups and downs. Things didn't always go according to plan. They never do. But I wouldn't take back anything. I have no regrets. I've gone through everything to be a better person at the end of the day. And I think that everything I've gone through here has just set me up to be great in the future, whether it be going on to the next level or just, starting a family or getting a job, starting a career. Don't even. It would just, it will definitely all be for a good cause at the end, for a good reason. So, I mean, I have no regrets. I'm happy with the way things went. Not perfect, but
Right. How long did it take you, maybe you're still not over it, the fact that you didn't get to finish your career, I mean, on the field? That totally sucks.
Yeah, it was really hard. I mean, when it happened, I mean, obviously I was devastated. I mean, we put in a lot of work, and
Yeah.
that's what people, outside of the program don't quite understand how much work we do put in. So when something like that happens, it's tough. I think the biggest problem for me was I just felt so helpless. You get out there and you're a captain, a leader, or whatever, and you're playing a game but you can't do anything about the emotions that you have before the game. So that's something I struggled with for a little bit. Pretty much every game until the rest of the season was over. I mean, it obviously got a little bit better just because I was used to it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'll always look back and say, man, I wish I wouldn't have got hurt, but that's the cards I was dealt, and shoot, that's why we play the game, and that's a risk, that's part of the game. And, one thing I think I always told myself, or, our position room especially, we just have to sacrifice our bodies on every play, and that's how I went out. And, that's something that our room preaches from the coach and us, so that's how it was.
yeah. And just a testament to Sean, like when he did go down, the whole feeling on the sideline changed from offense to defense to everybody, the young guys, old guys, everyone just, could feel that loss. And that's just, I think, a big testament to him because, when we're out there, sometimes you get into doing your job and the individual things you need to do. But when one person out of 100 goes down, it's like we all took a hit. So that was definitely a big hit for the team.
Aw, we'll end on that like very nice note after this really odd segment. We will be back for segment 3. We're gonna have, hopefully Brian's here somewhere. I don't know. Brian and Kyle as he's snapping his fingers because it's all about Kyle. We know that. On segment 3 on Golden Black Live.